Teen crime here at home this afternoon. Around 1:30, police got a call about some juveniles breaking into vehicles in the 4500 block of Domingo. That's in the Molina neighborhood. And then at that same location, someone reported an abduction. All of this ending with one arrest. Our Marissa Cummings in that neighborhood live tonight to tell us more. Marissa.
That's right, Joe. It seems to be pretty convoluted, and police have been investigating 4 different locations around this neighborhood. Thus far, police say there were 4 or 5 juveniles involved, one of them being a male and the rest female. Witnesses told police the male was breaking into cars. Officers say one of the neighbors saw the boy and tried to apprehend him. The other suspect scattered and informed the boy's father that he had been caught. Police say the father showed up with a gun and pulled the boy into the car and took off. That's when witnesses called police because they thought an abduction took place. With many variables, the nearby elementary school was put on lockdown, and neighbors were nervous. And Lieutenant Villarreal says rightfully so.
So many people running around and witnesses saying there were guns and units, trying to saturate the area. Of course, it could be alarming if you don't know what's happening.
Police have arrested one suspect, Veronica de la Cruz. They say she was in possession of marijuana and in violation of her court curfew. So there are many moving parts, and this is still an ongoing investigation right now. Police say depending on what actually happened, there could be a variety of charges made. Reporting live, Marissa Cummings, 3 News. Joe?
Okay, Marissa, thank you.